Stormforge's Mistblade 2 has been open about 3 weeks now. This is their second iteration of Mists of Pandaria. The first one was very successful, and I expect this one to be as well. Now, if we take a look at their population number today, this was Wednesday prime time, so this is reset. 3,200 people is a good number for any server, but not a great number for this server. I expected the population of this realm to open at about 5K, and it hasn't really done that, and you can look at their TBC server. Now, when that opened, it opened around 4K, and my thought at the time was, well, if it can just hold this, it'll be a great server. And that server went on to increase to levels around 9 or 10K. Now, I don't expect that to happen on this server because there's so many things going on. There's so many other new servers opening. I can't expect the same thing to happen here. However, it's part and parcel of Mists of Pandaria that there's a lot of catch-up mechanisms. So, it is a possibility, but I would definitely not state that for a fact. Now, this is Wednesday reset, so that would make me presume Saturday prime time is probably around 4K. If it holds here, it's fine. This is exactly the kind of population you need for a server to be maintained, and this server will certainly exist throughout the entire expansion. It will be fully progressed with a large enough population to support it throughout. A quick reminder of what this server is. It is Stormforge's second version of MOP. It opened on November 25th. There's the experience rate. So that's 3x leveling, 1x everything else. The timeline is going to be reactive to whatever the population is doing, just like they did on TBC. So when people progress through things, they'll add the next patch. It's cross-faction everything except for raid groups and guilds. And this is fine. So that means LFR and dungeons. And you can form world groups with cross-faction, I think, but I don't think that works out very well. As far as language, they're making a separate channel for Spanish and Chinese, which I think is a really good idea. Mistblade has a cash shop for transmog and mounts. That's it. So this is perfectly fine and perfectly acceptable. If we take a closer look at the raiding action, this is today, Wednesday reset, so all the serious guilds jump right on raiding on Wednesdays. And I'm not even going to bother to try to count how many groups there were. There were a lot, and this is exactly what you want to see on a healthy and active realm. Tons of guild groups and a lot of pugs too, and this is to be expected because a lot of these people are from the previous Mistblade server and also from Tari's original MOP. Now, as far as play on the server itself, it's perfect. It's very Blizz-like. You find a hard time. You would have a hard time trying to find something that differentiates itself from retail. However, this was one of the things that did bother me. When I went to go buy my stupid elephant mount, I bought it and I went to get it. I'm like, what the F are all of these mounts? They give you all of these mounts to start with. This is so wrong on so many levels. The Jeweled Onyx Panther, that's supposed to be your luxury item. That says, I've arrived and I'm very rich. That you're supposed to get from questing. This thing, you're supposed to waste a fraction of your life trying to get the recipe for that. You're supposed to just really suffer to get that. That you're supposed to get from fishing. It's supposed to be rare. You don't get this. You're supposed to go buy. Come on. No, you don't just get that mount, man. I mean, it's it's definitely not game-breaking to me, but it's really irritating, especially the Jeweled Onyx Panther. I mean, you're supposed to grind for your rep as a JC and go get that recipe. And then, man, you got to get together 90K to get the mats to make that thing. And then you try to sell them, and nobody wants to buy it for anything more than the price of the mats, which drives you crazy. But that's supposed to be like your luxury BMW that you ride around and let everybody know, hey, man, I'm fucking rich and look at what I got. The only other thing, I'm going to point this out. This is really weird, and I'm sure there's going to be some people that complain, oh my god, that's a game-breaking bug. It's not a game-breaking bug. It's just so weird because I've never seen this on any other server. But watch what happens when I go through the portal with my mount here. This happens whenever you go through a portal or get off a ship. When you get on the other side, you're reduced to a crawl, and you have to get off and then remount, and you're back up to normal speed. Bizarre, man. I've never seen that one before. But gameplay itself is perfect. I'm leveling my healer through dungeon grinding, and this is pretty much what I remember about mop dungeon grinding too. The unenjoyable part of it is it's not really doing a dungeon. This is called chase the tank. That's what dungeoning in mop is. It's chase the tank. Tanks just run around like fucking lunatics, and you run behind them, and you don't loot any. You just run like crazy. And, you know, I know people complain about doing dungeons with people from China or people that speak Spanish. That is not, there is no issue with that in dungeons. There is zero issue. Because everybody does this. They do the same thing. It just, actually, this guy right here is really taking his time compared to most any other tank I've seen. But, yeah, doing dungeons with somebody that speaks a different language makes exactly zero difference because no one says anything. and no one is having any problems running these dungeons. You're just fucking killing everything and running through it. The raids are exactly like they were on the original Mistblade and like they are on Tari. They're perfect. All of their raids are perfect. Can't complain. Now, if you have issues with people that speak different languages, don't invite them to your raid group. There you go. As far as LFR is concerned, you'll be getting, it's just LFR just like retail. You're going to get every clown that there is. And me personally, I love LFR. I think it's hilarious. Like the things I've seen in LFR, I enjoy it. I really do. I know a lot of people don't. But the people that complain about others speaking different languages are probably the exact same people that complain about the existence of LFR. So just avoid both of those, you know. Don't invite people to your raid groups that you don't like for whatever reason. And don't go to LFR, and you'll be fine. In short, to me, Mistblade is the gold standard of private servers for what I'm looking for in a server. Now, there are other people that enjoy plus realms. You know, they want vanilla plus. They want things at it, and I understand that too. What I'm looking for is Blizz-like instancing, and that's what Mistblade gives to you. If you want to relive what Mr. Pandaria was like, this is the server. If you want to relive what Blizzard realms were like, this is the server. The only difference is, I mean, there's a couple small differences. I'm not going to, well, yeah, I could get into it. The differences are because this is on the 5.4.8 client, the things that happened over patches that changed the client cannot be written. Like, for example, the destruction of the Veil. You know, you're not going to see it before that because the 5.4.8 client is, the Veil is already destroyed. So it's things like small things like that. Actually, to me, that's not a small thing because I enjoyed doing the questing before the Veil was destroyed. But, you know, I mean, there's nothing you can do about that. Anyway, so in short, yeah, man, this is the realm. I love this realm. I love what Mistblade does. I love their business model. I think they really have it. And I'll catch you later, dudes.